Indestructible Gaming. Choose your character. Musket Shot. Mr. K. Let the review begin.
Hello and welcome to Indestructible Gaming. I am Musket Shot. Alongside me is my co-host, Mr. K. Mr. K, hello.
Hello, welcome back.
Hey. So this week we are playing a game called Death Gaze, and this is a game that was created by someone that we're following on Twitter and vice versa, and their game or Twitter name is MacBadGam, G-A-M, M-A-K-B-A-D-G-A-M. That's their Twitter handle as well. And they've made a few different games. Most of them are on itch.io. They tend to favor what they put down on their itch.io site is that they tend to favor psychological horror, survival, and puzzle action games. So we kind of were interested in that. I said, hey, that's pretty cool. Let's try something out of this pile of games here that they've got. So they've got a few different games. They have one called Tomi. It's a game created based on one of the pivotal works of Junji Ito. I'm not sure who that is. I'm unfamiliar with that, so new to me. Death Gaze, which is a cosmic stealth survival game, which we'll talk about in a few minutes. There's another game called The Bend, where you take a dive into the deep and mysterious. And there's a game called Salvo, an explosive journey through a dark manor. Dead Fur. Survive in an old cabin while exploring a neighboring ghost town secrets. And then Sewer Asset Pack, a tile set with animations to kickstart a dank, dark level in your side scroller. But that's not really a game. It's more of to help you in creating games. So a few different games. It all kind of sounds pretty interesting. So I have a funny feeling that we might revisit one of these games at some point. Dead Fur kind of sounds pretty interesting to me. But so that's a little bit about the developer. You want to give a quick synopsis of the game?
Yeah, sure. Well, other than the story, this game is an early work in progress and is being updated now and then. So the main story is you emerge from the underground bunker in this dystopian hellscape. And with these creatures roaming around and being in walls every corner, you have to stick to the shadows in order to live. And while you're roaming around, you will discover more and more. The last update was in 2019, a while back, but it still shows that they still care about it. And other than that, it's a horror game, like Musket Shot said, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of reminds me of almost like a Commodore 64 style type game. Something like you would have played back in the late 80s. It's pretty interesting. It's all kind of like in black and white. There's no color to it at all. The characters that you play are just black outlined characters, basically.
Kind of like shadows, I guess.
Shadows, yeah. And then the creatures you have to kind of avoid are, they almost look like they have regular bodies, but then they have like alien type heads with a bunch of eyes that shoot lasers out of them.
Kind of like they're being controlled.
Yeah, yeah. So you start off as a character, and the thing that's kind of interesting about this game is that you can't pick the character you want to be or anything like that. So you just start off as a random character. And the character could be a woman, it could be a guy.
It could be an old man.
Could be an old man, could be a dog. So you start off and you try making your way around in this like maze. And these creatures are walking around in certain areas. And like Mr. K was saying, you have to kind of stick to the shadows. So the walls create like a shadow that you want to sort of stay in. And as long as you're in that shadow, these creatures can't see you. So they can even walk like right by you, right in front of you, within like inches. But as long as you're in those shadows, they can't see you. And I from playing the game, it looks like I think there's like large dumpster bins that you can sort of hide behind too at times. Because playing it, I was able to do that in certain areas. So there is certain. I'm not sure. There's like a cactus type thing. I'm not sure what that does. I don't know if you can.
I'm not sure either.
I tried hiding behind one, but I don't know if I stayed there long enough to see if I could hide. But you start off with about 20 different. You start off with 20 lives,
pretty much,
basically.
Yeah, 20 lives, pretty much.
And so each time you die, it tells you, okay, 19 lives left remaining or something like that. And,
then you come out a different person from the bunker.
Right. So every time you die, you come out as somebody different. Sometimes you come out as the same person. That was happening to me at times where I would come out as the same exact person, maybe 2 or 3 times in a row. Not always, though. Sometimes you, like I said, you might come out as an old man with a cane, or you might come out as a woman with high heels. You might come out as a big fat guy, or you might come out as a dog or something like that. So it's
yeah. And I'm not sure. It seems like it changes their movement too, their movement speed.
Yeah,
I've noticed that, especially with the old man.
Yeah, the little old man with a cane. It's like I don't know how many times I ended up being him, and then trying to make it across a pathway before these aliens see you in the light. Yeah, that doesn't happen too often. It's like try to get I'm just about to get to the shadow, and they just see me. I'm like, ah.
And
but these creatures are like I said, they've got human bodies, but they got this huge head with these eyes, and they just shoot this like laser beam at you. Which do we want to talk about how it basically scared the snot out of both of us playing it the first time?
Yeah, with the footsteps, I can't tell if they did it to be like a prank or to be funny, or if it was just the way it is. So in the game, when you walk, you make footsteps, and these footsteps are extremely quiet. So I was like, all right, maybe my computer isn't loud enough, and I decided to turn it up a lot. And the first time I died, the sound is so sudden and so fast, it gets you off guard. And when that blasted in my ears, I couldn't help but jump.
Yeah.
It was scary.
It was.
I immediately turned it down.
Yeah, the first time I played it, I'm like, I had the volume up, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And then one of the mutants shot the laser at my guy, and it's like, it's so fast and so like sudden, and the noise is so loud that I literally jumped out of my seat. I was like, oh my God, what just happened? And it got to a point where I started playing the game with the volume down really low and stuff, because it was just, it made me jump almost every time. And even with the volume down low, I was jumping at times, because you're like, okay, I'm almost there. And then it's like, they just see you, and you're just like, oh my gosh. So there's
a lot of close calls.
There's another creature that hides in like cracks in the walls, and all you see is this eye open up and then close, and that shoots like a laser beam out at you too. So you have to kind of be careful of them as well. This is one of those games where you really have to, in order to move in the game and move along as far as the level and stuff like that, you really have to have a lot of patience in this game. You really have to play the game of waiting, and just sit there and wait until just the right time. You kind of have to watch their movements to sort of see, okay, when's the best time for me to actually do this?
Yeah, as much as this is a horror game, this is also a stealth game, and thank God the bunkers work as a checkpoint.
Yeah, there's a number of checkpoints, so which is good, because otherwise it'd be really a lot harder. But there's certain things in the game they can smash. I'm not really sure. It didn't really say what they were for, though. Did you understand what those were for?
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it didn't say what it was, and I'm not sure exactly what the the purpose of them was, but there's these couple things that kind of look like a crystal or jewel of some sort, but you can smash them. But I'm not really sure what happens when you do that, or if anything happens, or if there's anything for you that happens. But yeah, it's basically a one-shot kill. You don't have any special shield or anything like that. You can't get hit a bunch of times. You get hit, you're dead, and it leaves kind of like a black.
It leaves an outline,
black ashy mass on the ground, pretty much. So of where you were, it's pretty funny. It is, like I said, the characters. I don't know how many characters the creator actually has in this game as far as how many you can play, but I think I played as probably about 6 or 7 at least different characters in this. And it's fun. The mazes are kind of difficult. Like I said, that you really have to play the waiting game on a lot of this stuff. Yeah,
sometimes the placements of the monsters can be, or the mutants or whatever they are, can be pretty hard at times to go by.
Yeah. And the controls are pretty. There's not a lot for the controls in this game. It's pretty much the arrow keys to move or WASD keys to move. There's a space. The space bar just advances the text in the game, and that's pretty much it. I don't think there's any type of weapons that you can get. It's really pretty much just trying to stay in the shadows and stay away from these creatures and the eyes and whatever else that I didn't come across yet. So did you finish the game or get far in the game?
Well, I'm not really sure if I got far in the game. They don't really tell you how far you are.
Yeah, right.
But I will tell you I did not finish it because sometimes this game can get a little hard.
Yes.
Like one of the times I was in an area and I couldn't beat it. It took at least maybe 40 minutes to get past because of where the enemies were and how it was working.
Yeah.
Because once they hit a wall or something, they immediately turn around. Sometimes they don't. I feel like they don't give you enough time.
Yeah, they're very quick. And there was one area I was in where there was like 3 eyes in a row along this wall, and they would kind of open and close almost around the same time and stuff like that. And I would try running in front of them when they were closed, but the first eye would open up immediately and kill me. And I was like, geez, what the heck? And I'm like, how do I get past this? And then my wife was watching it at one point. She said, well, how about if you go further out? Maybe that's it. And that's what it was, is I had to go further away from the eyes to avoid it being detected. So, it's like that type of stuff. Sometimes it's funny. You can, if your character's fast enough, you can run to certain areas almost undetected. But it is tough. The creatures turn so quickly, and if they see you and you're within range, you're done. You're dead. So, but this is an interesting game. I'd be interested in trying, like I said, a couple of the other games there that they have on itch.io.
Yeah, definitely. They all look pretty interesting.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else on this game that you want to talk about?
Not that I know of. I know this is a small game, and so we kind of expected a small episode.
Yeah.
But I think all in all, this is a pretty interesting game to play. Yeah. If you want a short, fun time to get a little scare out of you, definitely recommend this one. I like the graphics a lot. I like it when games go for like a Commodore 64 kind of look.
Yep.
I think I'd have to rate it a 3 out of 5.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna. I like the graphics again. Like you said, it's kind of a Commodore 64 look, all the black and white look to it. Very old school, retro feel to it. The game is easy to play. One of those games, easy to play, hard to master type of thing. But I think the concept is pretty cool. I thought the concept with the characters changing on you is pretty neat. That's a good idea. I like that.
Mm.
So I would give this a 3.5 out of 5.
Was there any music? I don't remember.
No.
I don't remember there being any music.
No, I don't think there was. I think
it was just ambience. which
maybe.
still works for it if there is.
Yeah. But yeah, again, like I said, I'd be interested in checking out some of the other games that they developed on itch.io. So yeah. All right. So what are we going to discuss next week?
Next week is a game from the same people who produced Enter the Gungeon, a game where you become this mass of flesh and devour and kill humans in a facility. This is what they like to call carrion. This has been recently put out for Xbox and a bunch of other places, and it's on Xbox Game Pass. That's where we'll be playing it. And you'll hear us next week talk about carrion and how we murdered humans.
Yeah, I know you've played it already, and I started playing it, and it is it's pretty interesting. So we'll get into that next week. So we are in the process of actually starting up a developer's jam on itch.io.
By the time this episode comes out, it should be up and fully going.
Yep. So you want to mention what the theme is going to be right now? I don't know if we have a... I don't know if
we have discussed that we're going to be doing an 8 to 16-bit game jam. I'm pretty sure if it's, like I said, it'll be probably up by now. I'm assuming it will be 2 months of span.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope any of you developers who are listening in on this episode hear us out and definitely submit something. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna try to work with some others, hopefully to get some prize money thrown in there too as well, because I know it's tough to. Some developers are out there just making games just for the heck of it, and they're doing it for the fun, and that's good. I mean, as gamers and fans of gaming, we appreciate that because it's a lot of work. I mean,
definitely.
There's a lot of work that goes into these. So, but there's some folks that are out there that are doing it to sort of hopefully try to get themselves into the gaming industry, and so it would be nice to sort of do a little bit more than just give an award, saying, hey, you're the winner of this jam. Hopefully we can give out some prize money as well. I don't think it'll be a lot, but hey, something else.
Definitely something
other
rather
than
than
just
nothing.
Something other than just,
saying, hey, good job.
Yeah, you're the best. So yeah, so an 8 to 16-bit. So that'll be the theme, and it could be any type of 8 to 16-bit game. So
doesn't matter the genre as long as it's 8 to 16.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Hopefully, we get a lot of entries, and
and who knows, it might show up on the show.
Yeah, exactly. And we'll be a couple of the judges. We're hoping to get a couple other judges that we can have along with us to help in this process, and sort of kind of give their 2 cents on these games as well.
Yeah, definitely. We hope to see your entries, and after the 2 months, we'll see who wins.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Anything else you got?
No, I think we've covered pretty much all the bases.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for listening, everyone, and we hope to see you, or at least hopefully you'll be listening to us, I should say, next week. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely. Stay indestructible, guys. All right.
Bye.
Take it easy. Peace.
Game over.
Hey, it's Mr. K here. Hope you enjoy the show. You can listen to us more on Spotify, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. And you can also find us at Facebook and Twitter. All right, guys, stay indestructible. Peace.